hail the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here on the Wednesday Dump, the best show on Scott's channel without Scott, as Tina would say. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Please make sure to like and share out the stream. We're going to be doing 2 topics tonight, and then we're going to move everything over to Rumble because there's some things we cannot talk about on YouTube. So the more spicier topics we are going to talk about on over on Rumble. So first, I'd like to introduce everybody that's here. First off, we have Slender Dad, that sexy faceless beast. How you doing, man?
If I had a face, I'd be too sexy.
Yeah, we can't. And the other half of his sexy duo, the Ascended Art Podcast, is Little Chad. What's going on, brother?
I don't know how to go in from that lead in. So yes, I am the other co-host. So thank you for
what you do is you pinch your nipples and you just say, "Yes, I am." Just affirm it, brother.
I'm just going with the Garth from Wayne's World. Just say thank you and move on.
And with us is the producer of the Wednesday Dump and Rogue Entertainment, Bad Take Tina Bojan. What's going on, Tina?
Why doesn't anybody like this show?
It kind of sucks.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the second season continues to be good.
It's not going to. Like we were discussing this briefly before we came in, but to have a through line when you've got this much time slipping or whatever the hell they called it, and a multiverse and all this other stuff wrapped together, you're not going to have a nice clean through line. These would be better served as short stories, specifically instead of being about Loki, being about the whatever the hell they're called, the time police peoples.
Oh, the TVA kind of thing.
Yeah, just like TVA shorts that some of them have Loki, some of them don't, and they kind of just follow their own little self-contained short story, and just do that every week.
I think that would be really interesting. Almost the reverse of what they were supposed to make She-Hulk that weekly what do they call it, a serial law TV series or whatever label they had put on it, where it was going to be kind of a case of the week scenario, which might have been interesting.
Non-serialized. That's
thank you.
Because serialized is one continuous story.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this is a ball of orange.
There's probably a large market for that at this point. Like, why did we all used to watch sitcoms? It's because you didn't need to know the story. Right. Like, I didn't have to start at the beginning of the season. I can jump in and watch an episode of Full House. I'll know what's going on halfway through the episode. I will get a conclusion by episode's end. It's good.
It's television comfort food. That's why Suits is crushing on streaming, like NCIS and all the other shows that require no commitment.
Yeah, you can be done with it at the end. You don't have to have this larger arc that's going on necessarily.
Yeah. And when you have those arcs on those types of shows, it was a special. It was like a special event to have 2 or 3 episodes string together, and as far instead of like an encapsulated episode. So I mean, it is like a ball of string dealing with this big tangled web of string dealing with all these different timelines and versions of characters. But I mean,
and they can't keep it straight at this point. Like it's not even a ball of string anymore. It's a knot. Like it's a Gordian fucking knot.
Well, speaking of commitment, we should say hello to our folks in the chat. The first one in tonight was Mr. Keely Chow. Hello to you. Glad to see you again. We see you everywhere. And Release the McCracken has joined us, as well as Jim Donegan. How are you all doing tonight? We are happy to see you, and we don't have to spend an entire evening talking about Loki, though that would thrill me to death. We do have other topics for the day, so
and thank God for that.
So do we want to jump in, since we're already talking Marvel, and chat just a little bit about the latest rumor regarding Daredevil Born Again?
You mean the fact it's not a rumor? Deadline officially reported they canceled that thing down to restart it all.
Yep.
They're going to restart the entire
Understand.
universe.
No. The show is being started from scratch.
Okay, side note, that was weird. I felt the presence, but it's gone now.
A presence I have not felt in a long time on the Wednesday show. I'm kidding.
Yes, we had the 100K presence here momentarily, so we will see if he comes back.
I felt a sound as if 100,000 Aussies screamed out in pain and were suddenly silenced.
So the story all about Daredevil is prior to this release coming out, they wanted everybody to be clear that although the characters were being played by the same actors in some cases, that the Disney series wasn't necessarily a continuation of the Netflix storyline, where we've got characters, they may mention some things that had happened in the Netflix series, but it wasn't necessarily 100% connected. What we find out as of now is that they filmed less than half the 16 supposedly written episodes, and they've changed their mind. So they're not.
Tina, did you ban Mr. Grant Gregory?
What? No. I didn't. He came in. I clicked on his name, and see. But look, I'm gonna click to let Mr. Tickletrunk join.
Ta-da!
He joined without a problem.
Oh, so now you're just rubbing it in that he can't get back into the channel.
Where
you at, Aussie?
What's going on?
I'm sorry, sir.
Who's rubbing me and what's going on?
Well, apparently I somehow banned Mr. Grant Gregory from joining the stream tonight, and I just clicked on his name to add him into the stream, and now he can't get back in.
What the hell?
That's really, really scary.
Mr. Tickletrunk is like the white stuff in the Ascended podcast Oreo right now.
It's true.
There you go. And we've also been joined by the lovely Sherry. Sorry.
Hi, Sherry.
What's up, Sherry?
Your rub me stuff comes out, but I don't grant wishes. Sorry,
we're talking about. Oh no, absolutely not. No, you pre-came right on time.
Good.
Yeah. So let's see. Marvel scrapping Daredevil Born Again Disney Plus series. Significant creative reboot of the series. Is this a reboot we're going to be scared of? I liked Daredevil. I like Netflix's Daredevil and that universe they were building there, with some exception. Iron Fist was so.
Yeah, but they broke Daredevil when they combined it with She-Hulk, so they're making a good call here. It's just the significant creative reboot might suck just as bad. It depends on who they get to write it now, doesn't it?
And the nice thing is, and we can scroll down into the article where it mentions it, but according to Boris Kitt from The Hollywood Reporter, he claims, and he has a separate article that basically says the same thing that Bounding is, because that's who they're quoting from. But prior to the writer strike, they went ahead and they filmed less than half of the initial season, because there were going to be it was supposed to be a 16 episode series. They were going to break it into two, like first half of the season, second half of the season kind of thing, like a lot of shows have been doing lately on streaming. And well, I guess the executives had some time, including Kevin Feige, had some time to take a look at those first few episodes that were filmed. And yeah, they kicked it back to the drawing board. They are scrapping just about everything that they filmed so far. There may be some certain scenes that they include depending on the storyline, but they're going back for a complete rewrite, which they have plenty of time for because the show wasn't supposed to premiere until 2025. But one of the big issues is, guess how long it took for us to see Daredevil in costume?
7 episodes.
What?
4 episodes. It took 4 episodes.
What?
He did, yes. In the originally the however much, somewhere between 2 and 7 episodes that they filmed, that he did not show up in costume until the 4th episode. So obviously that was a no-go.
Yeah, they needed some rewrites.
Yes, yes, yes. So what they plan to do is what they're referring to as a significant creative reboot of the series. So they have removed the two head writers, though they're still going to get
Now,
executive producer
They've
credit.
actually removed everybody.
Good
now, it's like,
call.
does reboot mean is this going to be connected to the the Netflix Daredevil
it
universe?
Not
wasn't.
really.
That's what
No.
everybody
Not
is
really, no.
asking.
The only thing they were keeping was D'Onofrio as Kingpin and
Good.
Cox as Daredevil, but they weren't
Okay.
gonna have the actor, what's her name for Karen, and they weren't gonna have Foggy back.
Foggy,
And
right.
yeah,
Oh,
What's his face's wife is in there though too. Kingpin, the woman who plays Kingpin.
oh, they recast her. Yeah, she was also recast.
Oh, she was recast? I thought I
Yep.
just read that she was returning.
I believe I saw a story the other day that she was replaced with a different actress.
so they're not bringing back
Interesting.
Rosario Dawson either?
No, they're not gonna.
No.
No, she's
Yeah, I'm not even
Ahsoka
sure her
now.
characters. Yeah, I'm not even sure that her characters in the is in this new series. But they wrote a whole new series, or sorry, they wrote a series, 16 episodes. Well, those 16 episodes they wrote and filmed somewhere between 2 and 7 of them, they've scrapped. So they are starting all over again. And like it was said, first they got rid of the writers. They also got rid of the directors. And this is what the quote here about the fact that Daredevil didn't show up in costume until the 4th episode.
Jeez.
So
Any
that's eating. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. No, I'm sorry. Like, has there been any mention they're going to have the Defenders? Are they bringing that aspect
No mention
into
it.
the overall Marvel
No mention
universe?
at all. And if they did mention it so far, it doesn't matter because they're scrapping it.
Mm.
I think
So,
I think everyone that was working on this thing have been canned during
Wow.
the
yeah,
strike. I think all of the contracts are null and void, and they got rid of everyone.
Yeah, they keep repeating this significant creative reboot over and over again. It says they plan to keep some scenes and episodes, though other serialized elements will be injected, whatever that is going to mean. So then they go off on a tangent to talk about the copyright stuff and the description of the first episode, which obviously doesn't mean anything anymore. Here's another person they're bringing back. John Barenthal as Frank Castle.
Now that
And
is good.
He's not my favorite Punisher.
So here's
He's
the
not
thing,
really.
I don't know if I think
He
Mr.
tries
Tickle
too
Trump.
much.
Were you listening when I think Midnight's Edge was talking about what the apparent Punisher storyline was going to be?
Me?
No, I didn't.
I was just because I see you in chat there a lot, so I didn't know if you listened here. But
And Walton, I like Thomas Jane.
what they were going to do with the Punisher is he was going to be going after abusive cops who were using his symbol.
What?
Yep.
yeah, it doesn't surprise me. That's crazy.
Please, guys, hire Script Doctor. All right, whatever his real name is out there, hire him. He will perfect that entire universe. All right, we need good writers. We know Script's good. Jeez, man. I liked Barenthal as Punisher. Like, well, that first season I enjoyed. The second season was a little
Yeah,
bit.
but it's still a step down. Like I liked Thomas Jane's Punisher, and then he did the Laundry Day, like short video.
Oh, it was so good.
And it's like, okay, yeah, Thomas Jane, he can do a mature Punisher. He can do an R rating, as it were.
But it needs to be an R-rated. It needs to be Punisher. It's violent.
Well, that's the problem with the original Punisher. I'm pretty sure they went for a PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was an R-rated cut that they put out after the theatrical release on video or DVD, and it was much better. It was much better. It's kind of like the Daredevil director's cut where they added in more violence and action.
Good luck getting an R rating on a Disney product.
Oh yeah, I'm still waiting to see that if they actually try to pull it off with Deadpool. But I don't.
You could
Yeah.
do violence with PG. All you got to do is cut away, like in
Oops.
the original Mad Max movies and stuff.
Yeah.
You
I
can
don't
do
think
some
I know
really
any of these
suggestive
actors.
things.
I mean, you can push PG-13 pretty hard.
Yeah. Sorry, Tina.
Oh no, not at all. I was just commenting that I don't think by name recognition, I don't know any of these actors or characters other than Vanessa Fisk.
Sandrine
Don't
Holt,
recognize one of them.
Let me. I don't think that was. Let me. I'm just pulling. I'm just going to double check because I want to make sure that she's actually being replaced.
I think you are correct.
Yep,
But I don't
yep,
recognize
yep.
the name. Yeah. So I don't know who any of these characters are at all. Not to mention the actors.
Oh my gosh, the actress they replaced for the Mrs. Fisk looks like she's 20 years younger than the original too.
Yeah.
Well, Tina, Daredevil is a man who can't see, but he hears good.
And if
that's
it
a superpower.
rains, he can see your boobs.
Yeah, he can. He can hear your boobs.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
I envy this man.
If we take a look at the Hollywood Reporter, which was the original article, they do talk in long detail. Sorry, the screen is so small. I'm trying to make it bigger. That this is supposedly a good thing. That as a result of seeing the trash that was created by the initial Daredevil episodes that were filmed, they're realizing, hey, this movie format that we are using for the production of our television series isn't working. We need show leaders. We need people who have production Bibles. We need people who know the character and are following from episode to episode. Even if we're going to have a bunch of, it's better if we have a lot fewer directors. We can get some continuity from episode to episode.
I mean, the Daredevil
Silly things
TV
like that.
show should be basically like Law and Order, but with the violence from the raid. It's like just have,
right,
because it should be a legal procedural show where every week he's Matthew Murdock is taking on cases and you're dealing with that.
Well, he can be both of the separate yet equally important groups. Like he can be the police who investigate crime and the prosecutors who convict the defendants.
Well, no, he's a defense attorney.
That's good.
But I mean, it's really nice that they're finally watching their shows before they slap them on Disney Plus, though. I mean, I feel like
and I noticed something in there that kind of it speaks to the problem where it said we're trying to marry the Marvel system with traditional television, and it's like, no, like there's superhero movies that you're trying to make into superhero TV shows. You don't want them to be traditional television format. Like you may need,
but I sort of do.
But
no, I sort of do want it to be.
They're talking about this. Yeah, this is what they're talking about with the television format. Is they need a showrunner, somebody who is following the continuity of the series. They need a head writer, not just a ragtag group of people sitting in a room throwing things at a wall. They need people to maintain, like I was mentioning, the series Bible, the character Bible. So what they've done as part of that is to hire Jessica Gao. A little scared because she was the one who was in charge of She-Hulk.
I think they're just using an example, like she was the last one that did a show, I guess, for Marvel. Like, I mean, I guess we're not counting Secret Invasion.
Well, they also need these writers' rooms. Like, I don't know if you hire like an enforcer or what. But like these writer rooms, they seem to just get in there and be like, we can do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
you need at least
like
one.
Velma. And it's like
you need one. Sorry,
you have to adhere to the pre-established lore. You have to follow the rules. Like this isn't your fucking world. You're writing a story for it, but you don't just get to do whatever the hell you want with that story. There's already rules in place, and you got to follow them.
You need to have like one verified fan in there, one person in there who's going to like keep them on their toes and like check them on the lore.
Yeah, but they don't care about that sort of thing.
They
care
usually
about mass
fire that
appeal.
person like they did with Rings of Power.
No, what they
Well,
want is
I s-
someone who can turn it into something that has mass appeal. It doesn't matter if it's faithful to the comic book or not. They honestly don't care. All they want is
well, I don't know.
continuity, and they want it to appeal to the largest number of people as possible.
Yeah,
And
I
Which
don't know
is-
if
unfortunately,
they're
writers'
going to
rooms, no
have
matter who you
that.
have running the damn thing, writers sit down and they just try to outwoke each other. So
Yep.
I'm more worried about the band, the ragtag writers than the showrunner on this.
I'm serious. Like, they need to get Dick Wolf in there. He did Law and Order for like 20 plus years and always managed to keep it entertaining. Just like,
Dun Dun, is that the Dun Dun show?
yeah, yep,
Yes.
he did.
Yeah.
Dude,
I never
did.
watch it. I just know Dun Dun.
Walton, I got a show idea for you. I'm gonna pitch it right here in front of everybody. All right.
All right, pitch it.
You're a writer. I'm a writer. We do a 1 hour show where we get a topic and then we see who can write the wokest story based on the topic.
Well, Hollywood,
That
is
sounds
that
like
you?
a great idea. We might get hired by Hollywood if we do that
We might. This could
and
be
give
our
them
big
ideas.
That's hysterical. Well, one of the other things that they're going to change about this is they're hoping that by having a showrunner and having a more consistent or a smaller director set of directors, they won't have this fix it and post attitude that they use for the movies.
Oh. So they're just
Yeah,
trying to
instead
save.
of-
They're not trying to save the show. They're trying to save money. They don't want
Well,
to
I don't
spend
know
all that
about
time in
that.
post.
I don't know about that. I honestly think the problem with the fix it and post approach with a series is if you've got a handful of directors that are directing these episodes in a certain way, and then just some nitwit at the end just is moving everything around and reshooting scenes here and there, then it loses the cohesiveness. There's a difference if you're doing that with one 2 hour, 3 hour movie and then doing that with 16 hours of content.
It sounds like we just mentioned earlier, they want someone who knows how to competently make normal television and not have to they've gone back and had to reshoot. This is true for Marvel and Lucasfilm lately too. They've had to go back and reshoot everything they did like 3 or 4 times, and that's got to inflate the expense something fierce. Whereas you get people who are, I mean, say what you will about how bad the CW shows were, those were like one take and done, because they can keep those costs down. Now, there's got to be a happy medium where you're not being as cheap as the CW shows, and you're not reshooting it like you're Stanley Kubrick doing The Shining.
Yeah, you're not burning money.
Or you're just like burning it.
It's cold in here. Throw a few more bills in the fire.
Exactly. Yeah, or a couple of more billion maybe bills.
Yeah.
So what Kathleen
cool thing is
Kennedy
they
says.
I'm only burning my half.
Exactly. The cool thing is they did reference, at least in this Hollywood Reporter article, about how severely the Secret Invasion series impacted them from the sense of the ratings, the reviews, and they gave a little bit of behind the scenes deal talking about the fact that when they were filming this series, there were like 3 different factions of production people. So I don't know if they were all behind 3 different directors or all behind 3 different producers, but apparently it got to the point where they had to fire the entire production staff.
So that's what you want. You want warring factions.
Yes.
Well, the propaganda
in your
checkers
business.
weren't
That'll
doing their
save you
jobs.
money.
That same thing happened in The Witcher, right? Like these
Oh,
writers' rooms are
maybe.
awful.
They are.
They basically they think that they can do whatever the hell they want in that writer's room, which is why, like, well, I mean, they're writers. So as a writer, I can say I am a petulant child, as all writers are. They need a parent in the room.
Are you a drunk too? Are you the full stereotype?
Oh yeah, fuck. I mean, I drink every night. I don't get
there you go.
most nights, but
There you go.
I'm
Red
having
nose
a
to
beer
light your
right
way.
now. Thank you very much.
Well, you're right. They're all fighting. I think the goal is more, for the individual than it is for the team, a team effort. Like Mr. Tickletrunk said, who can outwoke the other, and it doesn't make for a cohesive writing unit.
Yeah.
Well, and it's an extremely political environment they find themselves in. So I guarantee you there's backbiting, there's fucking stepping on top of one person so that you can climb that corporate ladder because you want to be the head writer in the next big story, stealing ideas, stealing credit, talking bad about each other behind their backs.
No back kisses at all.
None.
No.
Not even no reach arounds, nothing. The SNL writers' room has been notoriously like that for the last 30 years.
Yep.
Oh, really?
People just stealing each other's work. People, nervous breakdowns. Tons of stuff like that. I can't imagine. 3 factions.
Like these people,
That's insane.
These people never evolved from high school because this is high school behavior.
I thought you were gonna say from amoebas.
Well,
Agreed.
That's good writing right there. I'm gonna steal that. Amoebas. Let me write that down.
Oh, do you have any? Oh, go ahead, Tina.
No, I was going to say that they also decided that, hey, maybe some of their executive producers should have television production experience, and they shouldn't have just taken everybody from the film production staff. And yeah,
no,
isn't that funny?
You're crazy. Listen to her. What a bad take.
Too funny.
Chad, if you were put in charge of the Daredevil universe, how would you approach this project?
And don't say burn it down. Don't say flamethrower, please.
That's a good question.
You remember how Kurt Russell ended The Thing? Yeah, that's about what I do. No,
yeah, the first thing you say when you walk in, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
yeah.
I love that.
So before we move on to the next topic, Tina, why don't you tell the audience about what we're going to be talking about on Rumble when we shut down YouTube?
Oh,
the YouTube stream.
Yes. We have some topics to discuss that are just a little bit too saucy for YouTube. One of them has to talk about the fact that California has come up with a new concept to counteract the Amber Alert system called the Ebony Alert system. So we'll find out why that is needed. And then also a sanctuary city near me decided, we don't know what to do with all these people. Where are we going to put them? So we can discuss some of these displaced new residents of Chicago, what we're going to do with them and where they're going to hang out. So fun stuff.
There's not enough landscaping in Chicago. It's just, what are you going to do?
It's a seasonal area. I mean, why would you have landscaping done when it's all going to get destroyed during the winter? Then you got to do it all over again the next year.
That's very true.
Just throw down some wood chips and some azalea bushes and you're good to go.
Well, when it comes to Chicago, I learned a very, very sad thing. We never went downtown to see the Christmas tree that was always at Daily Plaza. And it wasn't until my boys were infants that we went for the first time. And so I'm sitting there with, ornaments that are, as big as your head, the size of a gorilla. And then I look and I'm like, this isn't a real tree. This is like 16 trees put together.
Yeah.
And I never realized that that's how they did it, because in New York, they make a big deal of cutting down this ridiculously old and hugely tall tree from X many states away and flying it by helicopter into Times Square. And I didn't know that that's not what they do.
Yeah, but Chicago don't have that kind of money.
I guess not.
No.
So kind of
just tape a bunch of them together.
Yeah. That's pretty sad.
That's not sad. That's ingenuity. That's go-get attitude.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you. Please hit the like button, share out the link. We appreciate all you guys supporting Sporking News Podcast. Please make sure to check out the link we're going to put out there very shortly for Rumble, and come join us over there. Let's move on to our second topic, shall we?
All right.
We're going to talk about everybody's favorite turd. Everybody's favorite turd. Amber Turd.
Oh.
I mean, if you had a favorite, however you like your turd, this is the favorite. This is the apex, the apex turd.
This is gourmet shit here.
Yes.
Yes. So apparently, Amber Heard was apparently drowning on the set of Aquaman, but in true Marvel fashion.
Why was it?
Sorry, I'm
Do
just
you feel
picturing
like-
Momoa's hand on the top of her head.
I'm picturing I'm picturing Johnny Depp watching an outtake of it, listening to what was the Genesis song, or it's like, if you were drowning, I would lend a hand.
Oh, in the air of the night.
In the air tonight, because he wrote that about his ex-wife. So,
oh my god, I pictured Depp with a bottle of booze dancing in his living room with like O Fortuna playing on repeat and that thing on his TV just over and over again.
You know, you read the first sentence and I got excited. Then you read the second sentence and what a letdown.
Yeah, pretty sad. But hey, Elon Musk came to the rescue. But I'm not sure why they said in true Marvel fashion instead of in true DC fashion. But according to
because
a new
this is an
Blockbuster
AI
report,
written article and they're just hitting all the search words.
good point. It is an MSN.com article. That is for sure.
Mm.
But the 37-year-old actress was allegedly almost fired from the franchise and asked not to return to the watery sequel Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom until the Tesla CEO strong-armed Warner Brothers into rethinking their decision. So, of course, the drama goes back to the whole Johnny Depp story, the defamation trial, and all the documents from Amber Heard's therapist. But the intimate notes scribbled on a legal pad described a contentious Aquaman set where allegedly intoxicated Jason Momoa dressed like Depp and pushed to have Heard booted from the role of the aquatic superhero Mira. That's awesome.
Oh, the tales we weave.
You know, I like him. They should just replace all of her dialogue with the sound at the bottom of a glass when you're drinking the last out of a drink through a straw. Like, just replace.
Oh, really?
Just the sound of a wet vacuum.
Honestly, I mean, the real reason is what they put here, that she was allegedly close to being dropped from Aquaman because she lacked chemistry with Jason Momoa. I mean,
Dude, she lacks chemistry. Just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because she's a bitch.
Yeah, well, she fought hard to keep her job, and the biggest movie opportunity I had to date with Justice League, with the option to star in Aquaman. I was given a script for Aquaman 2, and then given new versions of the script that had taken away scenes that had action, and that depicted my character and another character without giving any spoilers away. Two characters fighting with each other, and they basically took out a bunch of my role. Poor Amber.
Because nobody likes you.
Yeah,
Basically.
That actually has nothing to do with you, Amber Heard. It has everything to do with the fact that nobody's going to want to watch that.
So the thing that gets me about it, I was one of the few people who tried suffering through the new version of The Stand that they made. Like,
I was just talking about that backstage. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's amazing is that Amber Heard was perfectly cast in the role because
for Nadine, absolutely,
for Nadine, because she is such an insufferable, whatever word starts with a C, ends with a T, and
can't understand normal thinking.
He'll see you next Tuesday, Amber.
Country girl.
Yeah, and so when an actor is perfectly cast for a part, they don't really even have to struggle. They can just kind of show up. And Amber Heard is so bad that she couldn't even pull that one off. Like,
Also,
this was the role you were meant for.
Side note, accusing Jason Momoa of dressing like Johnny Depp to scare her off set.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but if you look at Jason Momoa and Johnny Depp out in public, they both dress like homeless people.
Yep.
So it's not that he was dressing like Johnny Depp. It's just that they have a similar style.
I would tend to agree. Absolutely. And they wear more jewelry than I do on a daily basis.
Yeah, and it's always fucking like beads and shells and shit.
Yeah, and you always see Depp with a joint, and you always see Momoa with a beer in every photo. So,
well, Momoa is the surfer dude bro version of Johnny Depp.
Well, yeah, because And Momoa was married to like Lisa Bonet for years, and everybody. She's a straight up hippie kind of person too. I mean,
Agreed.
Lisa Bonet and Johnny Depp are also people who you could who probably dress exactly the same. So I don't. I think Amber Heard is trying to make everything about her, which is amazing.
What?
Jason, it's shocking that she would do that because. I mean, Jason Momoa was on Stargate Atlantis, and when he was doing stuff on Stargate Atlantis like 15 years ago, he was dressing like a dude bro off the set, like just hanging out,
Right.
homeless guy. When she was still in middle school, he was dressing like that. So
He almost dressed like a dude bro on set. Like his costume was basically him with metal,
But
like that plus armor.
he got them to change Aquaman to Aqua Bro.
Yeah.
Since I know Amber is listening because she watches this show like every week, I'm sure of it. I got some advice for you. Stop making it all about you. No one likes you. Make it all about everyone else.
Maybe
Narcissism doesn't work that way, bro.
no.
It's funny.
She has multiple disorders.
I'm just saying, if she started saying nice things about everyone else and never talked about herself, in a year or two, everyone would stop hating her.
Walden's going to get this reference probably because I know he spends a lot of time looking, dealing with this kind of stuff. But I've seen what would happen if Amber Heard didn't make it as an actress, and it was that woman who killed the Mormon guy a few years ago in Arizona. What was her name? You remember? Jodi Arias. So Amber Heard, if she didn't get into movies, is Jodi Arias, and it's amazing how much in common they have if you start watching that trial and applying like, hey, did Amber act and behave the same exact way?
Oh yeah, wait, scroll back up. It's there in the article.
I was going to say, yep.
He isn't dressing like Johnny Depp. He always dressed in that bohemian style. Is that what they call that?
Yep. I guess bohemian is the new hippie.
Bohemian is rich homeless.
Oh, that's
basically
it's like hipster. It's like hipster.
Yeah.
Where you try to look homeless, even though you probably make more money than 90% of the people in America.
Yeah, and no matter what happens, the book was better.
The book was better. I don't like buying beer at the grocery store. I prefer to get microbrewed IPAs.
Or Paps. That's all they drink. Those two.
Although I'm really starting to like Bud Light now.
Yeah, we were talking about the her in the Stand, the Stand remake, Chad, before we started. I was talking about that with Tina and Scott, and you're right. Like when she flips into the darker aspect of that character, the Nadine character, you can it's perfect. She really does. She could be cast for those roles, for those types of roles, like someone that everybody hates, a manipulative woman, and it'd be perfect. You should choose to stick to that.
I think if they ever remake Gone Girl, Amber Heard is the person they should go with. Maybe
I have my coffee imported from Argentina and make it in a French press that was manufactured in China.
God, I want to punch you.
I don't see what the problem is, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Do you have an issue with me?
I'm grinding my teeth. I'm doing it away from my microphone.
Regardless of the ads, I don't own a cat, so I don't know where that's coming from. But,
do you throw up a lot?
No.
Yeah,
What about mud? You stuck in the mud a lot?
No.
Do you murder a lot of people and need a way to clean up the blood?
Yeah.
No, but you know what? I live in Chicago, and we do have kitty litter in the trunk for the wintertime. So.
Sawdust and cat litter. That was a great way to deal with blood.
Do you murder people? I thought you were going to go, no, but I thought about it.
When I was in AMC theaters, right, that they had that stuff back when they used a lot of carpet all through the movie theaters. And if especially kids movies, there would be kids who threw up, and they'd have that same stuff they had in elementary school,
the pink,
to pour the pink smelly stuff.
Yeah.
And when the manager would tell you were on like vomit duty, it was like, oh man. So I would just take like 3 or 4 cases of that thing, like the little containers, and just pour the entire containers out. And they're like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm cleaning it up. I don't want any vomit liquid at all left at this point. It's going to be an entire pile of sand. It's going to look like friggin' Tatooine when I'm done over here trying to clean this up. And luckily, I didn't have to clean up vomit very often because they didn't want to have to keep reordering it. So good for you. Lesson learned there. That's how you handle that.
Dude, themed movie theaters. You're doing a showing of Star Wars. It's gonna take place on Tatooine. Fill that whole floor with sand.
Yeah, but then you'd get that guy you'd get the guy cosplaying as Anakin being like, "I hate sand. Sand gets everywhere."
There'll be an
That's
annoying
true.
person dressed as a sand person, not moving, just annoying everyone.
But it's okay. They always line up in single files to hide their numbers.
It's true.
So you'll be able to seat them easier.
The way to get out of vomit duty is also to date the right person. Because when I was a teenager in high school, I worked at Kmart, and the layaway is always in the back of the store where the bathrooms are, and we had the keys to the bathroom. And there were a group of guys. Their job was just maintenance. You know, they cleaned up the spills, they moved this over here, moved that there. You know, and all that icky stuff. Well, anytime someone would come to me and says, "Oh, can I have the key because my son is sick and needs to use the bathroom," I'd hand over the key, call my boyfriend on the radio going, "Go on break now." So then all of a sudden he would magically not be around, so that the other kid have to clean up the vomit all the time or clean the bathroom and everything. And
Tina always looking out for the people she's with. That's good.
Exactly.
It's
Can
a
I
good
also-
lesson, Tina.
Dude,
Abuse
I
your
feel
power.
bad for the guy she wasn't dating.
Well, maybe he should have looked more attractive.
I guess so.
Exactly.
I'd also like to say that we've spent, instead of talking about Amber Heard, all this time talking about cleaning up vomit from our high school jobs, and been more entertained doing that than thinking about Amber Heard and Aquaman. So Warner Brothers should take note of that.
Well, the most important part of the article actually just comes in the middle of this paragraph that Elon Musk just wrote a Karen letter. According to this, it says he sent a scorched-earthed letter to Warner Brothers threatening to burn the house down if the actress wasn't in the sequel. So what do we think about that?
Does she have a magic vagina? Why do people stand up for her?
I don't know.
Walton, is there something about narcissistic women that is better in any way, shape, or form at all to justify dealing with it?
He's probably pooping.
Apparently.
I don't know. I think, like, I want to see the letter. I don't necessarily believe that the letter even exists. That might have just been a clickbait article.
This is Scott's channel, so I'm going to go tinfoil hat on why this happened.
Do it.
Okay, let's do it.
There's a very large chance.
Am I back now?
In my
Yes, you're
opinion,
back now.
that
No, you're
Amber
not.
Heard's child is Elon's child.
Oh, you think so?
Yep, 100%.
I mean,
think
I
you're
get that.
right.
And that's why Elon is funding things for her, even though he's probably still tried to be out of that business. Because the ultimate weapon for a narcissistic person is a child.
That's
Ooh.
true.
Yep, there are other objects to them. And to answer your question, Chad, I think a narcissist with a touch of sociopath, she could make a communist vote for Trump. All right, that's how good it is. I'm just saying,
Jeez.
easily malleable.
Jeez.
I'm just going to say, like, the best thing that's going to ever happen for men who are attracted to narcissistic women are when the AI powered up adult entertainment robots come of age and are capable, because once you can do that, the narcissistic women aren't going to have that kind of, oh, I'm going to have to put effort in, or nope, don't have to put any effort in at all. So peace
Isn't
out.
it now?
Well, I'm waiting for those robots, Chad. Okay, and I want attachments. I want settings.
We had a whole bunch of people join us while we were chatting about Daredevil and about Amber Turd. So hail to Zombie Box Reviews and to Vertical Horizons. Our buddy Zach just joined us. Kev L is here. And let's see if I didn't miss anybody else. Kabuto Studios Company Limited Incorporated LLC. Can't forget that. Oh, and Mr. Marby Dog. Hello, hello.
What's up,
And
Marby
our-
Dog? How you
Mike
doing?
has bad knees.
Yep.
Tina, you have to emphasize Zach's
Oh.
shoulders have entered the chat. They always enter first.
They
Hey, I don't know
do.
what it is. Yeah.
Oh, and one man
It-
show. One man show.
Does Zach's rock the
considered it?
like 80s shoulder pads? Is that what's
Yeah.
going on? Looking
and
like
then we-
Sigourney Weaver and Working Girl?
Yeah, he oils them. I don't know what he does, but they're fantastic. Like
They're
they make me
magical.
think. They make me question. Yeah, just I'm not saying I'm going that way, but I question.
I'm going to keep dropping these aged, dated references just to get Tina to laugh, which is perfect.
And we have to say hi to Soul Assassin, the modest of mods out there kicking butt. So thank you.
And Mag's into the chat.
And here's the Mike has bad knee. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. And greetings and salutations. One man show.
Hell, brother.
Hello, Magitech Max.
Mags, what's up, sweetheart?
Oh, Soul Assassin has a question for you.
Why are you
Why
gay?
are you
I'm
gay?
not.
Why are you
I
gay?
said I had questions. I said I questioned. That's
You did.
all I said, Soul Assassin.
And
All
he
right,
also
is there
said
something
he-
about sex?
Yeah, and he also said for the AI narcissist girlfriend, he's going to order a genital mitt for his VR suit.
Dude, side note.
He's going
I
to
like
call up and be like,
occasionally-
I just love baseball. Do you have a catcher model? That's what I'm asking for.
I like to occasionally call out random members of the audience for no reason. So I do want to point out that Magitech Mags ruined many of my evenings over the last month or two because a while back she did a playthrough of Final Fantasy VI. So I
I thought
had to
something
go
better.
do a playthrough of Final Fantasy VI. And I'm a completionist, so I'm trying to do the 256 battles necessary to remove the curse from the cursed shield right now.
You poor bastard.
Good man.
Yeah.
Did Mags accomplish that?
Tyrannosauruses in the dinosaur woods over and over and over and over.
Vanished
You are
Doom.
committed.
Vanished
You are
Doom.
committed, sir.
Yep.
Wow, crazy. So Vertical Horizon says Elon will probably use his kids as test subjects to transfer his consciousness into them, Rise of Palpatine style. I like that prediction.
I think his goal is actually to transfer his consciousness into a chip that he can then put into a sex robot.
Well, kind of like Loki, he's narcissistic enough to want to have a relationship with himself.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting.
Wonder what it would be like to put a chip in your own head with your own consciousness in it.
Oh, so you could listen to the voice in your head?
No, you'd have an excuse for the voice in your head.
Yeah.
Like
Imagine the
after,
inner dialogue.
like you've got 12. What's one more? Know what I mean?
I mean,
Anybody?
12 is kind of a low number. Basically, this is my problem as a writer. This is why I have such a difficult time killing off characters. Every character I've ever made has become a voice in my head. Like I hash them out, I give them their personality, I build them up, I start running through story, and then I realize they've become their own person.
Do you write romance novels?
No, thank God for that, because then it'd be.
Do you masturbate with different characters?
No. It's like you feel like you're related to them, so you can't really go that route.
Well, why are you being a weirdo?
Yeah.
I was just asking.
Slender Dad, you ever want to fuck one of them?
No. Well, unless that was the purpose they were made for in the first place. You know, it depends on what kind of character we're building here.
Hence, the need for more advanced sex robots. We need this.
Do they have to be self-cleaning though? I mean, I got enough shit to deal with around the house. I don't need.
Just like a woman
Mr.
to go
Bojan's
right to the
robot.
cleaning of it.
I don't need to be cleaning Mr. Bojan's sex robots. I mean, not needed at all.
That's right. Tina is the kind of excellent wife who'd be like, "Look, for our anniversary, I bought you the sex robot. I got you.
Right.
I got you the model at aged perfectly to 22, exactly how you'd like."
Well, she would point out the good sex robots as opposed to the bad ones. Which ones are more attractive and functional.
It was made in partnership with Roomba. So if you go out of the bedroom at 2 a.m, she might be sliding her ass around the living room floor, but she's just vacuuming.
You having fun, honey? She's just like, it hums.
That's a good one. I like that. See, Matt's
So
not
should
here,
we-
so I can make fun of Mr.
should-
Bojan.
Should we move the conversation over to Rumble so we can speak freely?
We probably should have moved the conversation over to Rumble 10 minutes
Oh,
ago.
should I not have been swearing on this channel?
Oh no,
Ah,
we
fuck
Scott
This
doesn't
might be
care.
my.
You're
I think this is
totally
my
fine.
first time here.
There's no
We're
way.
ruining
No,
this
it's totally
channel.
fine.
It's all
Because
right.
if Slender was not allowed to swear, he just couldn't be on YouTube.
Yeah, I'd have to fuck
It's-
off.
It's hard enough keeping him trying to keep him from swearing for the first, was it like 3-4 minutes of our show?
Yeah.
Well, we already
yeah.
we already have a bunch of folks already over on Rumble. We got 11 folks there, and we've got a lovely group here. So if you're not watching in both locations, I'm sharing the link to the Rumble stream. I also shared the link to Scott's Rumble channel, so you can go ahead and follow him along. So come join us. We're gonna jump over now, or do we need to give people a countdown? What do you think?
No, I think we're going to head over there because we're going to be able to talk freely on Rumble, say what we want to say, talk about subjects YouTube will censor us for. We really want to shift the focus of Sporking News Podcast over to Rumble, and I think there's a lot of YouTube channels that are doing that. And so please, guys, make sure to subscribe over there or follow. And yeah, Tina, let's head over. Thank you guys so much for being here over on YouTube.
And
Please make sure to like and comment if you're watching this later.
if you don't have a Rumble account, just show up to watch. It's still appreciated.
It'll work.
Excellent.
It'll be
Thank you
fine.
very much. Alrighty, here we go, and goodbye to YouTube.